Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing massive, shimmering rings stretching across the heavens. What if I told you Earth could have had rings more spectacular than Saturn's? Here's the shocking truth, Earth actually did have rings. About 466 million years ago, our planet was surrounded by a ring of space debris that lasted for millions of years. But what if those rings came back? What if Earth suddenly sprouted Saturn-style rings tomorrow? First, forget everything you know about stargazing. Those rings would be visible from everywhere on Earth, dominating our sky like a cosmic highway. The rings would appear as a thin line directly overhead if you're at the equator. But travel north or south, and they'd arch across the sky like a massive celestial bridge. Here's where it gets wild. People living near the North and South poles would see the rings edge on, appearing as just a thin bright line cutting through space. But the real game changer? Say goodbye to true darkness. Earth's rings would reflect sunlight, creating a permanent twilight glow even in the middle of the night. This would completely mess with every living thing on the planet. Animals that rely on darkness for hunting, sleeping, or mating would be thrown into chaos. Migrating birds use star patterns for navigation. With bright rings washing out the stars, millions of birds would literally lose their way during migration. Now here's something that'll blow your mind, those rings would cast shadows on Earth. Imagine entire countries experiencing regular eclipse-like events as ring particles block the sun. These ring shadows would create bizarre climate patterns. Some regions might cool down significantly, while others bake in constant sunlight. But wait, there's more. Those beautiful rings. They'd be constantly raining down on us. Tiny particles would burn up in our atmosphere, creating meteor showers every single night. Larger chunks of ring material would pose a serious threat. Satellites, space stations, and astronauts would face a deadly obstacle course of debris. Getting to space would be nearly impossible. Every rocket launch would be like playing Russian roulette with chunks of ice and rock traveling at thousands of miles per hour. Here's something crazy, the rings would actually be closer to us than the moon. Saturn's rings extend up to 175,000 miles from the planet, but they'd still be way closer than our lunar neighbor. The gravitational effects would be intense. These rings would cause additional tidal forces, potentially making our ocean tides more extreme and unpredictable. But here's the fascinating part, Earth's rings would be completely different from Saturn's. While Saturn's rings are mostly ice, Earth's would likely be rock and metal from asteroid impacts. The rings would also be temporary on cosmic timescales. Earth's thicker atmosphere and stronger gravity would gradually pull ring particles down, making them disappear over millions of years. Photography and astronomy would be revolutionized. Every landscape photo would feature these magnificent rings as a backdrop, fundamentally changing how we see our world. Ancient civilizations would have developed completely different mythologies and religions. Imagine how different human culture would be with rings dominating our sky throughout history. The good news? We'd have the most spectacular light shows in the solar system. Aurora displays would interact with ring particles, creating mind-bending celestial performances. So while Earth's rings would create massive challenges for life and technology, they'd also give us the most beautiful sky in the known universe. Pretty wild trade-off, right? What do you think? Would you want to live on a ringed Earth despite all the chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending space facts.